This is the first time I've seen this film. I'm not a huge fan of operas, musicals, or romance stuff. However, is the story good enough for me to overlook all of that and really appreciate what the movie is trying to tell me? I'm in Salad and I saw Phantom of the Opera 2004. It is directed by Joel Schumacher, written by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and also Joel Schumacher. If you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This was requested by a Patreon. If you'd like to fast track a movie review, patreon.com/ASEPresents. On with the review. This movie follows an ensemble cast. We have Christine, she's a backup dancer, but also sings very well. We also got the lead chick, whose singing is sabotaged by the Phantom of the Opera, the ghost man, whatever they call it. He wears what I'm wearing right now. I'm actually cosplaying him. Because Christine's so good at singing, when Phantom of the Opera, when that guy, he sabotages this lead singer, this lead woman singer, and you have to substitute out with Christine. That's the plan, essentially. We also got Christine's love interest. They've been sweethearts off screen and now on screen. His name is Raoul. And we got Eli. He helps the Phantom of the Opera in the past. And so Phantom of the Opera has a particular likeness to him. Those are the main characters that you should concern yourself with. Everybody else is kind of a secondary character. They're just there to support the main plot of what's going on. Here's the story. Main lady is complaining, all the set, everything is being destroyed around me, everything's falling, I'm being crushed by a wall that just keeps falling. It's happened many times. And she's complaining, I won't go through with this. And then she leaves. They have to find somebody else. That's where Christine comes in. Christine sings very well, and instantly she has a career. But of course she has her own rules, so she has to be the dancer whenever the lead lady is around. When Christine gets the role, Phantom of the Opera goes to her at night, sings at her, hey, I think we're pretty cool. I like you a lot, and I think it'd be really dope if we had a romance or something like that. The dialogue, by the way, if you're a simpleton English person like me, somebody who doesn't know big words, who don't speak good, then it's very dense, very classic English. This is taking place in 1800s. So you got that old English, you got the old they, thee, them, those, that, thems, all of that fun jazz is in this movie. I could tell what was happening based off of the vibe of what the dialogue got me, and also the way that they're acting. Those two in tandem is the only reason why I was able to understand what was happening. The singing alone really turned me off. I didn't like it. There were some parts where I didn't like the main guy singing, the Phantom of the Opera man singing. I didn't like him. He's not a good singer. I mean, I'm saying this, he's a professional opera singer, but by my standards, I don't like it. I just don't like it. Maybe he's professionally trained, whatever. It's not my cup of tea. Christine, though, she's a better singer than everybody. She's really good at singing. She loves to stay on the high notes, though. Oh my goodness. I would like to hear some mid-range when it comes to women's vocals. Why is it that I never hear songs where there's always middle and you can explore the highs? I want to hear the middles more than the highs because I feel like the highs are just annoying and abrasive, and I already don't like women's voices. If I hear a woman's voice, I'm more likely to tune out, and if especially it's high-pitched, unless it's cute and adorable, then I'll be like, oh, that's cute and adorable, I'll listen to you. It's the way that you just say it. But why is she always singing in the highs? I don't want her to be singing in the highs all the time. Bring it down. I want to like get down low. See what she can do. Getting away from freaking the C4 octave, maybe C5, whatever. The 5th octave. You know how like in octaves they got C4, like that's the C in the 4th octave in the range of freaking octaves, and you're like C7, that's like in the 7th octave, all the fun jazz. Bring her down the 3rd octave, maybe the top of the 2nd octave, at like the lowest of her range. There's not much range in her singing. There needs to be more range. I want to see more range. There's a lot of range in the guys singing. Bring me more range in the woman singing. No, I get it that the guy can cover a lot of ground that the bottom half of the woman's range can cover, but it's not just about the octave, like letter. It's not about, oh, you guys are both hitting C3. Oh, wow, it's so cool. No, they sound different. You got a different timbre. Freaking how to freaking pronounce it. I've never been able to pronounce it. But they sound different based on the different, like, the way that the voice boxes sound. They just sound different when you sing. You got the same note. It's going to be the same notes, but it sounds different depending on what, if it's coming from like a male voice box or a female voice box. So why didn't you do that, freaking person who wrote the songs? I know this won an award on the songs, but I really don't like the songs. I don't like the songs at all, especially the opera songs. Those were kind of grating. I don't like the opera songs. Maybe I just don't like opera. Phantom of the Opera discovers Christine and Raoul having a kissu, oh, let's get married, ooh. And he's like, I'm gonna vow revenge, right? And so he's trying to do everything to sabotage the operation. Of course, he loves Christine, so he won't harm her. But what he will do is, while in the middle of the performances, show up and start wrecking things, hanging a man in the middle of a performance. That was pretty terrifying. The action in this, whenever he was going around sabotaging people, was pretty cool. I liked it. But all the singing, I don't like the singing. I like the action. And I like the drama in this one. And it's a classic love story, that's for sure. Of course this would happen in history. I'm sure this has happened before. But you got the Phantom of the Opera. He kidnaps Christine. Whew! It's time for me to kidnap you. I want you to marry me. Woo! And you know what's interesting? We got towards the end of the movie, and I'm only talking about the parts that I remember strongly. There's a lot of stuff that happened in the middle that was, because of the way it was being sung, also with the way that the dialogue was written, it was hard for me to wrap my head around like the more minute stuff around Phantom of the Opera. But I did get a lot of the general paint strokes of the plot, and how it made me feel is discordant. But also, I kind of felt bad for Phantom of the Opera because he just loves Christine, but Christine doesn't love him. But the thing that Christine does to get everything settled, she's like, okay, I'll just kiss you. And then she just kisses him. And then he, Phantom of the Opera, allows the couple to just go away. And then later on, the movie ends with them reminiscing. By the way, Tilly, he's important. He actually helped Phantom of the Opera when Phantom of the Opera, like, he has like a weird disfigured face, and it shows like in public on the stage, and also he's like hiding it from Christine, but Christine's like, I don't care, dude. I don't care if your face is deformed, I just don't like your actions. Before that, a lot of people were like, ha ha ha, your face sucks, blah blah blah, and didn't really accept him. Tilly brought him in and helped him out, and that's why Phantom of the Opera is like, I like you. And that's what I remember about the movie. If I got details wrong, my bad. I just don't particularly love this movie. It's alright. I enjoyed the tension and also the drama of it all. As I mentioned a lot of times in this review, I don't like the singing. I don't like the dialogue. The story is alright. It's not, I wouldn't say basic. It is definitely in a scale of 1 being surface level and 5 being like the deepest thing you can ever make. I'd give it like a 3 in terms of the depthness. So the love story, love triangle is classic. You can find love triangles in any story, really. But the way that this movie does it is pretty entertaining. I like how they do it. But it's not like the most deep thing, most distraught thing in the world. It leaves everybody feeling happy, and ultimately, if you're watching a movie in the movie theater, you don't want to be sad and depressed afterwards, do ya? Overall, it's whatever. Oh yeah, the lighting, very snowy. There was a lot of blue shots whenever we saw Phantom of the Opera, and he was also encased in a lot of shadow. And everything else, when it comes to Christine and Raoul, there were a lot of warm shots, a lot of light on them because they're in a lovey-dovey relationship, and also Christine wore a lot of lighter colors. It was a contrast to the visuals of the Phantom of the Opera. In the end, everyone gets what they want, and so the end is a little bit more bright. But I still like the values. I like the dark values. Surrounded with the light values, it makes each color, each value pop next to each other. I like the high contrast nature of this movie. Let me know what you think of Phantom of the Opera. What are your memories associated with this movie? You gotta let me know in the comments below. I always like reading the comments, so you gotta leave them, or else I can't read comments if you don't leave them. Anyway, I gotta give this one, it's like a 7.1 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another on the platform who really likes that. $20 Dinos, patreon.com/ASEPresents for one movie review per 1 month. If I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't seen it at all, so That's why I gotta get those Patreon requests in. You can also help support the Daily Grindiness by going to autisticboobs.com, so you can go here. And until next time, mint salad sauce, filter my sour croutons and bacon bits. I'm finally showing my face. Because I trust everyone to see my face now. Get it? Because it's thematic. He shows his face to the world, and now I'm showing my face to the world. Alright, goodbye. Oh, this way.